On a cold winter day, Jean Valjean steals a loaf of bread, driven by hunger and the desperation born of poverty. Yet this simple theft is enough for him to come face to face with the harsh and merciless justice of 19th-century France. Sentenced to 5 years in prison, Valjean's repeated escape attempts and the constant extension of his punishment ultimately condemn him to a total of 19 years behind bars. These years plunge him into both physical and mental turmoil. After 19 long years in prison, Jean Valjean is finally released. Yet once he steps outside, he finds himself trapped in a void. He is neither truly free nor still a prisoner. Society recognizes him only by the mark of thief branded upon him, and this stigma makes it impossible for Valjean to build a new life. Yet this dark chapter comes to an end when he encounters Bishop Myriel in the town of Digne. Desperately seeking shelter as an outcast, Valjean knocks on the bishop's door. Without a moment's hesitation, the bishop invites him into his home, offering him a warm meal and a bed to sleep in. For the first time in many years, Valjean experiences genuine humanity and compassion through this act of kindness. Yet, triggered by the distrust and suspicion shaped by his harsh past, he steals the valuable silverware from the bishop's home during the night. Desperate, he attempts to flee, but he is quickly caught. When the police bring Valjean back, he expects to be punished, but the bishop's reaction changes everything. Bishop Myriel tells the officers that the silver Valjean stole was actually a gift, insisting that Valjean is innocent. He even gives Valjean the additional silver candlesticks and says to him, "These silver pieces have bought your soul, Valjean. From now on, you owe it to God to do good and live an honest life," he says. This unexpected act of mercy triggers a deep inner reckoning within Valjean. Faced with the bishop's generosity and forgiveness, he realizes he must learn to forgive the society that treated him with such inhuman cruelty. He leaves the town, determined to change his identity and begin a new life. Under the name Monsieur Madeleine, Jean Valjean builds a new life and soon becomes a respected factory owner. Through his wealth and acts of charity, he earns the love of the people. Yet the shadow of Valjean's past never truly leaves him. When a new inspector, Javert, is assigned to the town, he senses that he recognizes something familiar about Valjean. Javert realizes that Valjean is a former convict he once knew. Obsessed with strict discipline and the law, he vows to expose Valjean's true identity and begins watching his every move closely. Meanwhile, Fantine, a poor and desperate worker at Valjean's factory, is forced to leave her young daughter, Cosette, in the care of a greedy innkeeper. Fantine works tirelessly day and night to send money to her daughter. But soon, due to rumors and slander, she loses her job. In desperation, she sells her hair and teeth, and eventually falls so low that she must live on the streets. Poverty takes its toll, and she becomes seriously ill. As her condition worsens, Jean Valjean takes Fantine to the hospital, cares for her, and promises to find her daughter and bring her to her. At the same time, Valjean learns that another man is about to be wrongly tried in his place. Overcome by conscience, he goes to the court and reveals his true identity. Javert has finally caught the man he has been pursuing. Yet Valjean escapes from prison to keep the promise he made to Fantine. Despite the police and Javert's pursuit, he sets out to retrieve Cosette. When he arrives, he finds the little girl living in a pitiful, neglected state. Cosette is forced into servitude and oppressed under harsh conditions. Valjean pays a large sum to secure her freedom, and together they travel to Paris. There, Valjean and Cosette hide in a convent, striving to build a new and safe life for themselves. Cosette grows up by Valjean's side, loving him as a father. For Valjean, she becomes a symbol of redemption from his past sins, of goodness and of forgiveness. Yet Javert's presence remains a constant threat, forcing Valjean to live always on guard to protect her. Their lives become caught between Javert's rigid sense of justice and Valjean's boundless mercy. Valjean and Cosette live a long period of calm and peaceful life in Paris. Under Valjean's protective care, Cosette grows into a young and beautiful woman, spending most of her days in the Luxembourg Gardens. One day, a young man notices her there. This man is Marius Pontmercy, a law student who lives alone in Paris. Young Marius's heart is filled with revolutionary ideals, and he is deeply troubled by the injustices in France. Cosette's beauty and innocent face awaken in him a thrill he has never felt before. From that day on, he begins, almost unconsciously, to watch her from afar. At first, Cosette does not even notice the presence of this young man. However, after some time, their gazes meet across different corners of the garden. Valjean immediately senses the change in Cosette. Noticing this budding love in his only daughter fills him with both joy and concern. For Valjean, it becomes clear that they should move to a new place to protect her and to put an end to this quiet, unfolding romance. In the following days, Marius comes looking for Cosette but notices that she does not appear in the garden. Having lost sight of each other, the two young people begin to search for one another desperately. The pain of the love growing in Marius's heart drives him even more strongly toward the call of his ideals. Revolutionary winds sweep through the streets of Paris, and young people rush to the barricades for justice and freedom. Driven by the despair of being unable to reach Cosette, Marius risks his own life and joins his fellow revolutionaries in battle. Valjean, however, sees the deep unhappiness in Cosette and tries to understand her. He investigates Marius and recognizes him when he reaches the barricades. Valjean vows to save the young man's life for Cosette's sake. As Paris is drenched in blood, Marius faces death, and Valjean uses all his strength to the utmost to save him. He carries the wounded young man on his back, navigating the filthy and narrow tunnels of the Source. At last, Valjean reaches the exit of the Source with Marius still on his shoulders. But waiting for them is Inspector Javert. After years of pursuit, Javert has finally caught the man he has been chasing. This time, Javert sees Valjean not committing a crime, but trying to save a life. Valjean explains that all he wants is to take Marius to a safe place and that he will accept whatever fate awaits him. For the first time, a hint of hesitation appears on Javert's face. The principles Javert thought unshakable throughout his life are deeply challenged for the first time, and he allows Valjean to leave. Without wasting a moment, Valjean takes Marius to his home. Once the young man recovers his health, preparations begin for his marriage to Cosette. However, during this time, Valjean does not want his dark past to cast a shadow over the lives of the young couple. Javert had always believed that crime was unforgivable. Yet the kindness and mercy shown by Valjean shattered the walls he had built around himself over the years. Unable to endure the collapse of the principles that had given his life meaning, he ends his life by throwing himself into the cold waters of the Seine under the cover of night. Some time later, Marius learns the truth about Valjean and realizes that he had been mistaken. It was Valjean who had actually saved him. After a long search, they find the elderly man, Valjean, sick and exhausted, spending his final days in bed. Beside him are the silver candlesticks gifted to him long ago by Bishop Myriel, the man who changed his life. Before passing, he shares all his pains, joys, and secrets. His greatest peace comes from having his daughter Cosette by his side. Cosette, in tears, holds the hand of the man she loves like a father. Marius, quietly bowing his head, listens with gratitude and respect. For the first time, true and profound peace shines in Valjean's eyes. With his hands in those of Cosette and Marius, he quietly passes into eternity.